What's good with Fat Gang? It's your girl Mikki checking in, guys. And today, oh my gosh, guys, we are continuing our season 5 of Boss Chat in the Den, where we are celebrating business owners, growing businesses, and we are just collaborating and networking. And I am having such an amazing time doing these interviews. So thank you all so much for clicking on this video and stopping by the den. Today, I am super excited. I met this woman through a giveaway, and I have just been holding on to her and locked in ever since. So I'm super excited. So, guys, I am going to go ahead and introduce my guest host. This is the owner of Hot Girl Vibes. Beautiful jewelry. Y'all probably saw my post that I've been putting up about her jewelry. Y'all need to check it out. If y'all didn't, it's right here. So you can see it. But I'm gonna go ahead and let her introduce herself. She can tell you all about her and her business.
Yes, thank you so much, Mikki, for the opportunity. I'm so happy that we even were able to connect on just networking stuff. So this is really cool. But to everybody out there in the land, my name is Shanika. As Mikki mentioned, I am the proud owner of Hot Girl Vibes, where I sell couture, fashionable jewelry for really affordable prices. I have a platform on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, which I need to really start developing that more. I haven't really gotten on the TikTok wave that much, but so all three of those platforms. I've recently expanded the brand where I not only sell jewelry, but I just launched an online clothing boutique, and that's called the Hot Girl Boutique. Um, all of the I can give you all the handles and websites and everything definitely at some point. But so yeah, I just that's what I do and I'm loving it. I've always had a passion for fashion and just getting cute. I love to look cute. So
Yes. No, I love it. And congratulations on getting the boutique up. I've been seeing, I was like, yeah, I gotta put that on my list.
yes, honey, put it on your list because I'm expanding. I'm trying to make sure that my inventory is fresh and that I'm, bringing something new frequently,
Yeah.
even if it's not every single day, but just trying to keep things fresh and, fashion forward and relevant. So
Yes.
super excited about it.
Yes, I am. And I could tell, like, for those of you who may be on her Instagram, um, just seeing like your facial expressions and everything, I'm like, she's glowing in all of these pictures. I'm like, she really loves these pieces, y'all. She probably don't want to give them up. She probably don't want to sell them
Seriously.
because she's loving them.
I definitely get high on my own supply. I'm always telling myself, like, Shanika, sell the jewelry. Shanika, sell the clothes.
Yeah.
Like, you are here to push forward for other people. But I so enjoy what I do. And I think that my inner joy for what I do, it resonates to other people. And so, like with my jewelry business, I actually have a team where I, bring along people to do what I'm doing and earn the same kind of money that I do. So it's not just about, buying the jewelry and selling the jewelry. It's actually, I look at it almost as like ministry. I'm helping people learn how to do business for themselves.
Yes.
Giving people self-confidence because my motto is when you look good, you feel good. And so it's definitely more than just a sale. It expands so much farther than that. And so in for anyone that's watching this broadcast as well, I am always looking for business partners to join me in the journey. It's an amazing journey. Startup is super low. There's no overhead where you gotta, be
Mm-hmm.
mindful of cost of maintaining this building and paying for the phone bill it ain't all that. It ain't
Serious.
all that. It's literally buy the jewelry, show the jewelry, and the jewelry sells itself. So
Mhm. No, and I do. I love that because, like you said, it's one of those things where it's not just about the sale. And I think sometimes people are like, oh, she's trying to sell something. She's just a business. And it's like, no, it's the connection. It's getting to know the person behind it. It's like Thank you for coming over to my table because you see my beautiful items. But now let's get to talk about me and get to
Let's talk.
so we can see what we can build and how we can network and grow together. You know what I mean? Like
All
that.
right.
That's the goal. Yeah, I want to make my coins because the world's still gonna go on and we still gotta pay for things. But it's always about that connection. Like, it's so many times I've been at like a pop-up shop and I've sold an item,
Mhm.
and then like a week or two later, I've had coffee with some of the other vendors, or even a customer that was like, "Oh, would you like to meet up?" Sure. Where you want to go? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and you just never know the connections that can come from a simple hello, a simple conversation. A simple conversation about a bracelet or earrings is always just beautiful. And like it is.
Yeah.
So
It is, and you are so right. Like I've met so many people just in general conversation, like not even around, it may have started off with the jewelry. It may have started off with them coming to my booth or my table at a vending event or whatever, but that has turned into like, long-term friendships and business partnerships and kind of like the way we met.
yeah.
We met through a mutual,
Yeah.
business networking giveaway. And look at us right now, like what, months later, we're
Mm-hmm.
still connected. So I look forward to all of those connections and meeting new people. And my thing is, you have so many people that want to come up by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be the only one winning. They want to be the only one that's out there getting it or whatever. I am totally like, I want all of us to win.
Out here for everybody to have a slice of the pie and for you to still have your full slice. You're not gonna lose a bite of yours if you help somebody else.
Nope. Seriously, no, seriously, I think that's the mindset to have, especially as Black women,
Mm-hmm.
where we're typically known to not get along and, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always looking for the opportunity to build and grow together and help. Um, Even how I got into the business in the first place, it was because I was buying jewelry from a friend of mine who she owns a nail salon. And so I just found myself always going in there and I'm not only paying to get my nails done, paying to get pedicures, all that, but I'm spending on top of that. And that's another thing about me. I will spend, I'm going to support, I'm going to spend. I don't care if you got 50 businesses, I'm looking for a way to support. And so I just told her, I was like, I'm always buying jewelry from you. I'm like, hook me up, like with the jewelry. Like, how can I just get it directly and get it for myself?
Right.
And, and she was like, girl, let me show you. Sign me up. And I initially got in the business just because I like wearing the jewelry. I didn't know that it was a business I didn't know that it was a whole
Right.
thing.
I just got me
Right.
hooked
So
up on me a couple items and turned into a whole thing.
yeah, exactly. So who knew that it would turn into what it has turned into? Because when I got my initial kit of my first set of jewelry, I'm like, oh, okay, this stuff is really cute. Like they send you a good chunk of jewelry. It's paparazzi, by the way, for anybody, because I don't think I mentioned that. But, they sent me a kit, had so many pieces of jewelry in it. They, start you off with a few things to kind of get your business rolling, like displays and, welcome cards and party invitations and things like that. And so I thought it was really cute how they put the
Mhm.
kit together. And some of the jewelry, I'm like, okay, I will keep these pieces for myself or whatever, but I really want to get in this back office and order me some more stuff. So I needed to figure out what was I going to do with the jewelry that I had that I didn't want to keep for myself. So I was like, well, I guess I may as well try to sell it. Took it to my church, poured it out on a table after church, told everyone I had jewelry for sale. When I tell you the table was clean in 20 minutes,
Mhm.
I had never sold anything and made money that fast. 20 minutes, everything was gone. And it was at that moment that I was like, oh, I'm sticking with this. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
This is it. And
Uh-huh.
that's how I was like for me with my business, like I was that kid that was like 13. I had watched Babysitters Club, so I knew all I needed to know about running a babysitters, my own company.
Right.
So, because I watched that movie and it was, I took my notes, I watched it thoroughly. So
Right,
I
right.
made my flyers,
You had all the nuggets.
all of them. I made my flyers, and my grandma's basement was my headquarters. She didn't know until kids started showing up. So we're not gonna say, what I had to endure on the back end of that. But the kids started showing up in the area. So I was like
Wow.
13, 14, and I had started this babysitting club at my grandmother's house. And it would just be me. And I would have like 4 or 5 kids. I always had little activities for them. When I wasn't doing my business, I did tutoring at the school where they paid us once a month. I was like the babysitter for all my relatives. I was the person that if you were going out of town and you wanted a house sitter, whoop, call me, here I come. Like, so I always
Right.
had like that mentality. Like my allowance just wasn't enough. I wanted to go to the mall too much. That $20 every week, I was like, thank
It
you,
ain't
mama,
gonna cut
but
it.
you know,
Yeah.
and so I was like, I always tried to figure out a way that I could make an extra dollar. You know what I mean? So when my
Hmm.
husband was like, well, you make things for your family all the time. Why not just, put a stamp on it and broaden it? And I was like, because then I actually have to do it like all the time. And
Yes.
he was like, but I think you'll be good at it. And so reluctantly, I started. And I was like, okay, he bought it. So I'm going to go ahead and use it. And then I was like, hey, this is fun.
Yeah,
and
exactly. But look at what you said to you reluctantly did it, but what I just caught from what you said was your first rejection to it was if I do it and go all the way with it, I'm gonna have to do it all the time.
all the time.
Right. But it's like, isn't that the point of being a business owner? You know what I mean? And
Right.
sometimes it's the thing, I think we get in our own way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the things that we think are going to be a burden to us is what actually pushes us.
Yes.
So I relate to that because I've worked in corporate America all my life, pretty much since I was 20 years old, or
Mm-hmm.
actually even before that. And I've always relied on corporate America to cycle out that paycheck every 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
cycle it out, cycle it out. And I was comfortable with that. And what I've learned is being in our comfort zone, we'll never push ourselves
Mm-hmm.
to the next level
Mm-hmm.
because this is comfortable. I feel good right here. Things are working right here. My bills are paid, this, that, and the third. But it's not until we get uncomfortable to
Mm-hmm.
when we're pushed to go to that next level. And I resonate with that because I'd have been laid off more times than a little bit from several companies. Even
Mm-hmm.
right now today, I've been in the mortgage industry for years and years and years. And the mortgage industry is very volatile. You never know when you're going to get laid off because the market is so cyclical. It just goes up,
Right.
down, up, down. Well, this last layoff was enough for me. And I said, if I can go hard for XYZ company, I can do the same for myself and more. And so it pushes me up against the wall. Like, if you're going to do
Mm-hmm.
this 100%, you better give it your all because guess what?
Right.
How the bills going to get paid? How you going to be able to provide for your kids and food and all of this stuff
Yeah.
if you're not pushing yourself to the 10th power?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's the very thing that burdens us like, oh God, I'm going to have to do this all the time if I make this decision. That's the thing. The blessing is in the freaking burden.
It is. It
The
is.
blessing is in the
Because
burden.
a lot of people, I don't even know if a lot of people know because I was still pushing out content. I was still doing interviews. Um, but the whole month of January, something was going on with my whole body. It was trying to literally shut down. The doctors didn't know what was going on to the point where I was literally probably in the bed 22 hours out of the day. The doctors gave me all kind of notices like take off a week,
Yes.
anything, and I was like, no, and you know what I'm saying. So one day, and they laid me off. So since then, I've been going full
Wow.
throttle with my business. And when I tell you,
You
it's
have
free.
to.
it's so funny because my husband, when he asked me, I was like, every day. And now I'm like, yes, every day is for my business now. And no one wants to get laid off. So that's already like, really? But now I'm like, I have so
Yep.
much more time to focus on my business and pushing it. And I'm like, baby, I just went to a pop-up shop this last week that I wouldn't have been able to go to if I was still working. And baby, I made a nice amount. So
If you were working, Jesus.
yes. And it
Yep.
shows like you said, sometimes we can be our own crutch because we're like, I'm comfortable here. I know what they expect me
Hmm.
to do. I can leave this here when I go home. My paycheck does what it's supposed to do, and we get
Hmm.
comfortable. And I always say this, but
Right.
we never like to know the end of a movie before we see it. But when we do something in life,
That
we want to
part.
know the end result. We want to know what's going to happen.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I was
Hmm.
like, babe, we gotta pay. I'm the more economical one in my household. My husband, he's a spender, but I'm like, babe, we gotta pay
Mm.
how much for a business license in Vegas, and we gotta do that every year. Like, I'm like,
Every
we gotta
year.
get our domain. I'm like, that's every year. I'm like, then we gotta pay taxes. That's
Hmm.
every quarter. I'm like, it's a lot of expenses. And I'm like, well, what if we don't make this money back, and then we still just coming out of pocket? And I'm like, well, when I first started with this job, I didn't even know if I was gonna like it. I didn't know if I was gonna catch on. Didn't know if they were gonna keep me. So these are the same things you go through when you go for a job. So it's like put
Hmm.
that same amount of effort into your business. And if it's meant for you to be successful at this business, it's meant for you to. This is what you are supposed to do. It's going to thrive, and it's going to take off. And when it take off, all I can say is
Yeah.
be ready.
Yeah. And like you said, like when you said, what if we don't make enough to be able to pay these taxes? No, no, you don't have that option to not make enough to pay the taxes. You gotta make it happen.
Yeah.
And so now the conversation turns into, okay, what event do I need to do this month? How many events do I need to do this month? How many pieces of jewelry do I need to sell this month in order to pay this bill? You
Okay.
know what I mean? So
Yes.
it so pushes you. And like to your point, we give all of our time and all these hours and our bodies and everything to working for these large corporations and making their dream come true.
Yes.
We are building their dream. So for me, what pushed me to even expand my brand into the clothing business, I was having a conversation with my oldest son. We were literally on FaceTime for about 3.5 hours. And we were just talking about everything you could think of, just life in general. Love my son to death. And I was talking, he was like, Mom, you're killing it with your jewelry. He was like, I don't know why you don't sell clothes. And I said, well, son, I said, it's ironic that you mentioned that because I've always wanted to have a clothing store. Like I've always wanted to do that. I said, but I've never had time to do it because
Yeah.
of work. He was like, what's your excuse now? What is your excuse?
Exactly.
Because you're off work. What's your excuse? And in that moment, it was nothing more that needed to be said. I knew that
Mm-hmm.
God had already positioned me. He positioned me with that layoff.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to take something away from you that's going to push you outside of your comfort zone
Mm-hmm.
and
And
that's going to force you to do what it is that you're truly passionate about. And just like you said, I enjoy it so much. I enjoy the no days off, the free time. And in my downtime, I'm working. In my downtime, I'm posting. In my downtime, I'm
mm-hmm.
creating. So it's those things that I'm actually passionate about that don't even feel like work.
Right. You're
They
just,
don't feel like work.
yeah, I did that. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. And
And
those
so,
things that, no, go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say that, the girl that's always been super corporate, super in that world,
Mm-hmm.
for me to be completely entrepreneur minded now,
Yes.
it blows my mind. It even blows my mind.
I feel you on that one. Cause I'm
Yeah.
like, Mikki was the best worker you ever had. Like that was me. I was gonna give you everything I had every single time. And now I'm like, I wasn't getting paid enough because I do a whole lot. Like
Yep,
not
a
get
whole
paid
lot.
enough. Like, and then as a business owner, it's so rewarding when you see simple things like we're not even talking about the sales. I'm talking about let me make a post that I thought
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh, I could have did so much better, and then get like 50 likes. Oh, baby, that's better than a sale sometimes because you have to find those little
It
things.
is.
Yeah. You're sitting here like, don't sometimes people don't understand
Yeah.
a
I
post to get a like on a post is harder to get a sale sometimes.
It really is. It really is. Because I've even noticed I have, I can have thousands of followers. And if I'm posting pictures or vacation or something funny or whatever, the likes roll in.
Mm-hmm.
They roll in until you post something about your business.
Yep.
You post something about your business and it's crickets, right? And it's like, I don't know what that dynamic is. I don't know if people are afraid, like, oh, well, if I hit like, she gonna think I'm gonna buy something from her. Or, oh, if I, engage in this manner, she's gonna, I don't know. I don't know what that is, but I have definitely noticed that that is a thing.
It is.
And so, like, to your point, to get a like or a comment or any kind of engagement or interaction on your business page or a business post, that's
Yes.
a thing.
You
Like,
like,
I'm
woo, woo.
celebrating that.
I what? Woo, woo. My husband say, what's going on, baby? I got
Yes.
50 likes on this post. You don't even understand, okay?
You don't even know.
Okay.
You don't even know.
Yes. And so
So,
what
yeah.
what advice would you have to someone who, let's say, because we know entrepreneurship is not for everyone, it's a lot that goes into it, and it's something you really have to be passionate about and you really have to be like driven towards. But what
Right.
would be your advice for someone who's like right there? They're like, I can do it. No, I can't. What is your advice for that person?
My advice for that person would be number one, if you're passionate about it, there won't even be a second thought, because I would say let your passion fuel you. Let your passion be what pushes you to say, I've been doing this because it's a hobby or I enjoy doing it. But let me think outside the box and think how I can monetize it.
Mm-hmm.
I would also say, excuse me, don't get so down in the weeds to where you're thinking, oh my God, if I start this business, if I'm not making X amount of dollars by such and such time, it's not gonna work. It's not, because a lot of times we trick ourselves into thinking like it's not gonna work. Nobody's gonna follow me. Nobody's gonna support. Nobody's gonna get it out your brain
Mm-hmm.
immediately. Because the way I look at it, like even selling paparazzi jewelry, sometimes when I have conversations with people about the business side of it, they're like, because everybody's doing it. It's so many consultants and this and that. My rebuttal to that is it's a McDonald's on every other corner. It's a Starbucks on every other corner. And everybody is making money and they selling the same
Same thing.
thing. They're selling the same thing. You cannot let a saturated market hold you back. You
Mm-mm.
cannot let the fear of not doing well hold you back.
Mm-hmm.
If it's something that you believe in, you love doing, figure out a way to monetize it
Yeah.
and go for it. So my thing is not to let anything hinder your thoughts, and always, number one, never let anything negative come out of your mouth. Do
Yes.
not, because words have so much power.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you've already convinced yourself that it ain't gonna work or I'm not gonna be able to make this, that, or the third, you've now spoken that and you've convinced yourself and you believe it. So if you say it ain't gonna happen, it ain't gonna
Mm-hmm.
happen. If you say it is gonna happen, it is gonna happen. So whatever direction you want things to go in, that's what needs to be coming out of your mouth. So my thing is watch your mouth and go after your passion.
Yes. Oh, I love
Yeah.
that. Yes, I love that. And on that note, guys, is the perfect time
Yes.
so we can talk to her because I know where to find her. I know how to shop. She's definitely on my list because I have a lot of business I'm trying to support. So I gotta make a list. So I gotta try to hit everybody. But my pockets is like, don't you hit this,
Yes.
don't you hit too many at one time. But, but
Right. Your husband ain't gonna be too he ain't gonna take too kindly to that.
Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. we can't both be spending out crazy
Yep.
because he already spent enough. Okay,
No.
we got a whole fight coming up. He like, I need $85. I'm like, fight, Lord have mercy. Okay, but anyway, can you
Mercy.
let everyone know where they can find you, where they can shop? And I'm gonna have it in the description, but I want you to let everyone know where they can find you.
Absolutely. So my Instagram, I'll do the jewelry first and then the clothing. So the jewelry, I can be found on Instagram at Hot Girl Vibes. And that's, I'm gonna spell it out because it's a little confusing. It's HAUTEGURLVIBEZ. So Hot Girl Vibes. It's the same for Facebook and it's actually the same for TikTok as well. That's for the jewelry. The clothing. Oh, let me give my website for the jewelry. The website is hotgirlvibes.shop. So you can go there, shop till you drop 24/7. The inventory is right here with me. As soon as you place your order, I'm getting that baby shipped out because I don't play around with my shipping and I don't play with my customers.
All
I'm here
right.
for you. And then my clothing boutique is The Hot Girl Boutique. And it's on Instagram as The Hot Girl Boutique, same spelling. Those are my two babies, and that is what I'm living and breathing these days. So.
Yes, I love that. I love it. I love it. So, guys, I'm going to make sure all her information is also in the description down below, as well as across the screen. So, make sure you all check in with her. If you can't shop right now, that's okay. Say the information when you get your coins right, and you can go ahead and check her out. But likes, shares, comments, follows, those are free, take less than a minute to do, but they will help her out
Yes.
tremendously. So I just want to say thank you so much for stopping by the den and spending time with me and letting us know who you are and what it is that you do. I know you have a very busy schedule. You could have been anywhere, but you came here. So I do appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mikki, for opening your doors to your platform and just offering this type of exposure for, small business owners like us. And you are really a staple in the small business community because you don't get these opportunities all the time. So I appreciate you tremendously.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And that's what it's all about, guys. Is networking, is building, and is growing and bringing everyone along with you. No one wants that lonely ride at the top by themselves because you ain't gonna have nobody to celebrate with if you go up there by yourself. So take you some like-minded people up there with you. That way, when you celebrate, baby, you have some friends to celebrate the success with. Okay.
Yes.
And make
Yes.
all just do what you love, do what comes passionately for you, find ways to turn your hobbies into ways to make money for yourself and to really just get yourself out there. Don't be afraid to go for it. And what's the worst that can happen? If it doesn't work, then you're back where you started, and guess what, you can start again, you can keep going.
Yep. New opportunities.
Yes. The only one that can give you an official no is yourself. And always remember that. So thank you all so
Yeah.
much for tuning in. And until next week, guys, we will catch you later. Peace.
Bye, guys.